Hello, here I am again. Right, well, this time I said I would talk about suicide, so I'm gonna. It might be a topic that not many people like to discuss. It's, I guess, something that's fairly taboo because it's seen by some as a psychiatric disorder. So you have to be mentally unstable to not want to live anymore. And it's also seen as a very cowardly act. And I guess some might see it like that. However, if anybody has ever tried to commit suicide, they'll know that it takes a hell of a lot of balls. It's very hard to do. And who am I to talk about suicide? Because I'm still here. Because I tried. Not just once. So I'm going to try and tie this in with Crohn's disease, because it's something I know, but it doesn't. You don't have to have Crohn's disease to understand that your mind and how it thinks will determine how you feel. And those thoughts and feelings create emotions. And apart from all the chemicals that come from the brain, which I've talked about before, it can put you into those moods and those areas that you can get quite stuck in, especially if the mindset doesn't change. So with regards to Crohn's disease, when you're having an attack or a flare-up, or you've got an ulcerated bowel and it's bleeding, or you've just had an operation, or you're having your flare-up and you are so dehydrated due to all the drugs you're taking. Mesosal is a terror for that. The steroids are sending your hormones crazy. The dehydration will give you pains in your joints. Drink as much as you can, because also with dehydration it'll slow down your blood pressure. Your blood pressure drops. So this can affect your energy. So it's like anything, when you're in those low places, you, if you can, need to trigger yourself out. And whether it's by getting up and jumping and laughing, and if you can, or you've got somebody else to help you do that, or you can find something that makes a change from where you are to where you want to be next. So even if it's anger, like, why is this happening to me? Although anger's not wonderful, but it's a step up from feeling really low and depressed and all the rest of it. When you're on things like steroids and mesosal, etc., there isn't really anything that stops the pain. And you can't take painkillers, because if you touch any of them, the codeine in most of them, because they don't really like giving you the other ones. Even the other ones slow your bowel down, because they take more fluid from your bowel as you eat. So sometimes you just feel like, if this is my life, why do I want to continue? Why do I have to have all this pain? Why do I need to continue? Well, you are. You're still breathing, you're still alive. So when you have those really negative thoughts, the ones that go, I can't do this anymore, even if you're knee-jerking, like desperate, or even if you're planning, keep asking yourself questions if you can, like, who's asking this? Who's planning this? Who is it? Who am I observing that's thinking about, ending my life because I don't want to deal with the pain and suffering anymore? See, the funny thing about pain is just is. And that's what's going to happen in this life, because we have sensors at the ends of nerves, etc. Huge amount in our gut. So we're always going to feel, but the pain will be there and then it'll stop. There's always spaces between the pain. The suffering comes when you're really getting involved, you're really sort of buying into is possibly not the right word here, but when you're saying, no, this shouldn't be happening, that's when you're going to suffer. Whereas when you can say, this is going on, and I'm going to get back to acceptance here. You accept that you feel the pain. Find the spaces between those moments of pain. And just breathe into that, because you're going to tell your body it's okay. Everything is okay. Your body will start to relax. And as you're breathing anyway, you'll get more oxygen through your bloodstream, and that'll help the healing. It's when you're constantly going, no, 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 that you'll get yourself in a right state. And, you know, if you're feeling bad enough, you know, you may consider or contemplate not wanting to be on this planet anymore. I totally get that. I remember once I was so dehydrated, I started getting full-on migraines, and I wasn't happy at all. And I remember it would have been about mid-1990s, and I decided that a good fall would do it. And so I was in this Queensland, it was really up high, and I opened the window sashes. It was very close to the next house, and nobody would have seen me. Absolutely nobody would have seen me. The street was way over there, no one would see me over there. And I climbed onto the ledge, and I had my feet dangling over the edge, and my right hand, I remember it so well, my right hand was down on the windowsill, and my left hand was holding this post in between the two window sashes, and I was holding on. And I'm just saying to myself, I've just got to push myself off. Just got to push myself. There's no way I'll survive this. It's too far. I might have done. It would have been about, I don't know, 60, 70 feet down. And I was trying to let go. And my hand would not let go. It wouldn't let go of the post. And it was almost like I was looking at myself, trying to do this, and almost not laughing, but just observing. Just go, when you're ready, you can get back in. When you're ready. And we'll go into the next moment. We'll see, we'll see what happens. I wasn't thinking like that then. My mindset is totally changed now. But yeah, definitely, I was definitely there to the point for doing that. A time before that, way long ago, I just had a partial bowel removal. I'd been given this painkiller. I think it was a pretty good one, pretty strong one, but I can't remember what it was. And I was only allowed to take very little and spaced out during the day. And personal moment coming up here. I remember I was in bed with my then boyfriend, and he got into one of those, those morning glory moments. And, there's those boys pull you into their arms when their heads are off with or whatever. Anyway, he called me somebody else's name. This person happened to be in a close proximity of the friendship circle. And, of course, my mind was working really badly, as it had for many years. And it was like, how could you say that? Da-da-da. Anyway, I sat on the edge of the bed, and there was my tablets, and a very knee jerk, I just picked them up, put them in my hand, got my water, and I was about to swallow the whole lot when something made me turn around and look at him. And he'd gone back to sleep. And I looked at him, and I looked at this, and it was almost like there was somebody else doing the looking. It was, why would you do that for that? What is the purpose? It's always so good to ask questions. I can't tell you. I just did. So that's when I put all the pills back. I think it was morphine, actually. Put all the pills back into the bottle, packed my bags, everything, shoved it into my Cortina Mark II 1600E, sweet car, and took off. And so that was my other sort of experience in that field. But so those can be your 2 points. That knee-jerk reaction, when you just had enough of something and it's really quick, or you've had enough of something and you've actually got to that place of planning. I think that, in my understanding anyway, if I've been given these molecules to experience this life in, then as much as I can, I should, you know, keep on keeping on, just to see what happens next. And I guess for anybody who's really, really, you know, suffering it bad out there, damn it, if I can have been there and not be there anymore, that's surely possible for you too. I seriously want you to understand this. It's, if I can do it, you can do it. I'd love to say, someone said, oh, so you've got the cure for Crohn's. I'm not going to say that, because if someone believes that not to be true, then that's true for them, and I'm not going to argue with them. But all I am going to say is I have been to hell and back, and I'm here to tell the tale. So, you know, whatever it is you're going through, just keep breathing and finding those spaces in between the pain. I didn't do any research on suicide to talk to you about this, but I did a quick sort of, you know, definition about it. Honestly, don't even look at this stuff. It's crazy. You know, they talk about patient history and history of family history of suicide. It's not because somebody else, whatever, it's a family history, that's why you've got it. It's the thinking that gets inherited, not the being. It's inherited thinking, not inherited being. It's really important to understand that your mind is basically guiding you all this way. And funnily enough, you know, I love that word cortisol. Well, guess what? In the key terms under this big page thing on the medical dictionary, it says cortisol, a hormone released by the cortex, outer portion of the adrenal gland when a person is under stress. Cortisol levels are now considered a biological marker of suicide risk. A biological marker. So, there's another reason to not get upset. To just breathe, find that space. Doesn't matter what's going on in your space, other people going off like frogs in socks, getting mad or whatever. Seriously, don't be around a negative energy, because whatever you put your attention on, you will absorb. So, that being said, if you want to be unhappy, that's fine. Or if you want to be terrified, that's fine. I.e. go and watch a scary movie or be around negative people. But if you don't, and you understand that your brain gives off chemicals as you think, as you feel, as you have these emotions, find ways of laughing, find ways of being happy. And ask for help. I was never good at asking for help. Absolutely rubbish, you know. And this whole suicide thing is quite close to me. I actually, my brother's not here anymore, and I have all his diaries. And one day I'm going to honour him and write a book for him, so that other people can understand the addiction of alcohol and cocaine and whatever else. And yeah, there's a bit here about his one of his attempts, and just one line. I came to 36 hours later and was blind for a further 24 hours, exclamation mark. It was the ultimate failure. So, and more stories I've read of other people where when they do have failure, it was just a speed hump, and then things did get better, things did change. So don't feel desperate. If you're getting to that point, just please ask for help, okay? Because there are people who are all around you who'll be there. Ring Lifeline, ring a good friend, you know, and get out of the bad stuff and find the good stuff. Oh my gosh, look at the time, 14:52. I'm getting off. Anyway, all the best, and yes, speak to you next time. Bye.